Brave and Her podcast, where we inspire, empower, and motivate by sharing our stories of bravery. I strongly believe that by sharing our stories, we open ourselves to healing, but also serve to give hope and inspiration to those who are dealing with a tough situation. We will talk about all topics under the sun. Now let's hear your stories of bravery. Hey girl, thank you for being here. My name is Anel. It's been a while since I sat down and recorded an episode alone. I'm so glad to just chat with you one-on-one for this episode. This will be a short one, and I just want to talk about being your own advocate. So first, let me share a story. A few months ago, I was part of a group of people who are affected by kidney disease, either by being a patient, caregiver, or organ donor. The event is called Kidney Action, and I participated as a kidney transplant recipient. If you've been following my journey, you would know that I was born with kidney disease, and at the age of 12 years old, I received a kidney transplant, which, by the way, on August 30th, which is less than a week from today, from when I'm recording this episode, I will be celebrating 26 years since my kidney transplant, which is a huge thing. That's very rare that someone has a kidney transplant for this long. But anyway, in this event, I got to advocate for myself and for those with kidney disease. I got to share my story with our legislators in the U.S. Congress, legislators from my state. I live in California, and to educate them and ask them for their support on two very important legislative bills that would benefit people with kidney disease like me. This experience was amazing and fulfilling. I love just sharing my story of kidney disease because not a lot of people understand what kidney disease is and how it affects so many people in the United States and all over the world, to be honest. But I'm not sharing this to brag or say like, oh, I do this, I do that. No, I actually hardly even talk about my advocacy that I do. But I do want to talk about the importance of advocating for yourself. You see, when I grew up, I was outspoken. I will always say what was in my mind at home, but very shy when it came to speaking to my doctors, teachers, and basically anyone that lived outside of my home. I wouldn't give much of my opinion or any input on anything. Basically, my doctors even thought that there was something wrong with me because I wouldn't really say anything. I mostly followed directions. If my doctor said, take this, take that, I recommend this, I recommend that, I would do it. I would follow every single recommendation. Same with teachers or anyone else. Like, they would tell me, oh, follow this path for, whatever I wanted to do or something. And I would just follow it without even questioning it sometimes. Actually, most of the time. So yeah, mostly I would follow directions and wouldn't really give much of my opinion. But as I got older, or as I'm getting older, I realized that, I was unhappy with many things. And all because I wouldn't speak up. I wouldn't say, well, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to do it that way, or, I won't give like much of my opinion. And it wasn't until a few years ago that I unfortunately had to learn the hard way. I had a horrible experience with a medication that it wasn't then until like I literally started questioning everyone and everything, not just my doctors, but it just opened my eyes to, what am I doing to myself? What am I doing with, for not speaking up for myself? What am I doing for, like, I guess putting my mind, or like my, just me on like idle mode, and not really thinking about things. Sometimes we get wrapped up in, being in the busy life, that we don't question things. And I'm not saying that that's what's happening to you, but that's what happened to me. And I'm sure that if it happened to me, or happens to me, I'm sure there's other, people out there. And so since then, I'm more like cautious about recommendations from, anyone, doctors, and not that I don't trust doctors, and not that I don't trust my doctors. I actually love my doctors, and, I feel extremely blessed that I have doctors that actually listen and respect my opinion and input on their recommendations. But I've learned to trust God and my body more than other people's opinions or other people's recommendations. But in this situation, it also made me think of other areas in where I wasn't happy, but had not voiced it out. I essentially was not advocating for myself or for what makes me happy. And in that journey, I also thought, how can I help myself and help others at the same time? And advocating for myself at work, or in a relationship, in a friendship, in business, in any and all areas of my life. And to be completely honest, I'm still working on some of these areas. If you follow my journey this year, you know that I quit my job about 6 months ago. Again, that was in February 2022. So if you're listening to this podcast in 2030 or 2025 or whatever, and this happened in 2022. So in February of 2022 is when I quit my job. And this was one of the areas in where I had to put in my big girl pants and make the decision to take care of me and my mental, physical, and emotional health. And trust me, it was hard. It was very, very hard decision to leave a job that I had been for almost 9 years. And it's something that was so easy to me because, I could do my job with my eyes closed. But I had to be an advocate for myself. And, for you, might not look like your job. For you, it might look like, it might look like a relationship, something that you're not expressing what you need from your partner, or your sibling, or your parent, or whoever in your life, whoever you have a relationship with. Or it might be a doctor that's ignoring your symptoms that you have, or not helping with finding out the cause of your pain. I've been in those shoes. And girl, all I can say is keep pushing. Keep advocating for yourself. You're not crazy. Regardless of what they tell you, you're not crazy. You know your body more than anyone in this world. Trust yourself and believe that you are worth fighting for. And you know what? I'm not just telling you this. I'm also reminding myself of this too. If we don't speak up for ourselves, then who will? Who will advocate for us? No one. And it is important to find our voice. And then once we find it, help others by advocating for them. Like in my case, advocating to help others with kidney disease and helping them find their voice, helping them to find resources, just speaking up for others that, they don't have a voice. And, if you're struggling with advocating for yourself, I want to once again remind you that you are worth fighting for. you know what you want and what is best for you. And trust yourself. Well, thank you for listening. I hope this episode inspires you to keep pushing. And remember, you are brave. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode inspired you. If you like this podcast, please share on social media and tag me on Instagram @TheBraveandHer. I would love to hear your stories of bravery.